In our last tutorial, what we're going to do is finish off our game, and the game's going to finish when an alien touches a spaceship. So when that happens, we're going to have a splash sound or a crash sound happen, and then an end game scene is going to pop up. To make this happen, we're going to have to add another scene, but we're also going to when the game finishes, the person is going to hit the select button, and then it's going to go back to the very beginning of the game. So to make that happen, we're going to add this import statement called supervisor. And what we're going to do is when the game ends and the end game scene pops up, when they hit the select button, we're going to use this library to totally reboot the PyBadge, and that will make the game start over again, and it will refresh everything and wipe everything out of memory and reload the game completely so that nothing is floating around. So you need to add that import statement first. The next thing we need to do is go to our game scene. So we're going to go to the game scene, and we're going to add yet another loop in the game logic. So we're going to go down to our gaming loop, and we're going to add one more loop, and every frame we're going to check to see if the alien, any of the aliens that are on the screen, are touching our particular spaceship. So we're going to loop through all the aliens again. We've done this before, and we're only going to check the aliens that are on the screen. X is greater than 0, so those that aren't in the waiting area. And we're going to use the same collision detection. We're going to check our alien. So once again, we moved back just slightly. We didn't go to 16, and that will check our alien. And we're checking that versus our ship. So every frame we're going to check if our ship is touching any of the aliens, and if they are, then we're going to stop the sound and we're going to play the crash sound. So make sure you don't forget to add that. So I'm just going to go up slightly to the very top when we added all of our sounds. You'll notice that I added the crash sound as well, so don't forget to do that. We're going to pause for 3 seconds, and then we're going to go to our game over scene, and you'll notice that I'm actually passing in a parameter called score, which is the score that we're showing on the screen. So we're passing in the final score so that that can be presented. So this is a whole new function. You'll notice that it's defined here, and there is a single parameter being accepted called final score. So this is our last scene in our game, and we're going to once again grab our empty image bank, and we're just going to print out a plain white background. We're going to add a bunch of text, so we're going to create a text list with several pieces of text. Since it's a white screen, we're going to be using a color palette again, and we're going to print out what the final score is. You will notice that I'm printing just 2 digits of the final score, and that's called text1. We're then printing game over and press reset. So those are the 3 pieces of text that we're going to be printing off. So the only thing that we need to print to our screen right at the beginning is the text and that background, and we're actually never going to print anything else because we're not showing any sprites, we're just showing this background. Then we're going to, in our gaming loop, just look for the select button this time, and here is our command. Notice supervisor, that came from our import statement, and there's this function called reload, and what that will do is it will completely reset our PyBadge. It's like you've hit the reset button on the back of the PyBadge, and it will completely start over again. And that is the ending of our game.